What is up, YouTube? So in today's video we'll be talking about whether you should or shouldn't buy a 2005 to 2009 Mustang, or actually even the 2010, because all of them have the 4.6 3-valve engine in it. I believe that even the 2010 comes in a 5-speed. Yeah, I think they all come in a 5-speed. And so there's a few reasons why you should and a few reasons why you shouldn't. There's not a huge list. I'm keeping it plain and simple. I'm not going to go into huge things because there's not really like any gigantic thing, because at the end of the day they're both just Mustangs. And as much as I love Mustangs, it's just a production car, you know? It's like, in its time, you can get either or car, either 05 to 09 or 2010 at the dealer at some point. So it's, they're nothing crazy. They're amazing cars. I love Mustangs, don't get me wrong, but there's no reason why this video should be longer than it needs to be, to just keep it short like that. But the reasons why you should get this car: it's affordable, it's pretty cheap to mod, and hold up, give me a second, there's a good amount of traffic coming in. I don't want to wreck this car because I don't want to upgrade, because I don't have money to upgrade right now, so bear with me. But okay, so the car is affordable, I said that. The car is cheap to mod, I also said that. But the car is actually really fun to drive, regardless of how much horsepower it has. This car has 300 horsepower to the crank from the factory, so that's a good amount less to the wheels. But even then, the 4.6 liter engine in this car is still pretty strong. I've had zero issues with the motor. My transmission blew a while back, but the motor itself has been really healthy. No issues with it. It's just a fun car to drive. To keep it plain and simple, if you bought this car, which I'm not recommending you should or shouldn't, I'm just gonna leave that up to you guys. This car is great not as a daily driver. Don't buy it if you want to daily drive this car, unless you have money for gas all the time, because I just filled up like 20 minutes ago and I'm already under full, and I've been driving normal. I've been keeping it under 3,000 RPMs, or even 2.5 actually. So it's a gas guzzler to say the least, but that's gonna be any Mustang. So, but going back to why you should, the car's simple. It's simple to understand, it's simple to drive. There's not much else. And the car looks really nice. I love the body lines on this car. Here I'm gonna switch over to the outside of my car. So as you can see, I have black wheels. Under the hood, the only visible thing you can see is my intake. In the rear, I have custom Raxium tail lights. That's basically why you should. The car is a 4-seater. I only have a 2-seater right now. I have a seat delete in mine, but it has enough trunk space for you to go grocery shopping if you needed to. It has enough stuff for you to put your stuff in, like a suitcase if you're moving out, or if you're a college student like I am. If you happen to leave the city that you live in to go to college, well then it has enough space to put all your stuff in it. But that's basically it. There's not much to this car. It's a 2007 GT, so it's a fun car. Buy it.
Liar, liar, plants for hire.
But why you shouldn't get this car is it's getting old. You can get newer Mustangs for not that much more than what this one's going for. And yes, they're more expensive to mod, the new ones are, but in the end I think it's worth it. So the biggest bang, or the car that's the biggest bang for your buck right now, in my opinion, is the 2011 to 2012 5.0 Mustangs, just because they've gotten a lot cheaper than when they first came out, and I don't know, they're just great cars. They look great, sound great, run great, a lot faster than this one. But going to this car where you shouldn't, if you don't like basic, well then this car kind of isn't for you, because everything in this car is basic. It's just your shifter, your old stereo system, which actually sounds really great, don't get me wrong. The stereo system in this car is amazing. Speakers are great, but it's just a basic stereo. It's nothing special to it. Your AC controls, and that's basically it. The only gauges on your car are the speed, the revs, fuel, temp, oil pressure, and battery. That's basically it. All these newer cars have a bunch of stuff. If that's the stuff you like. For me, I'm really simple, like I said, so I could care less. And the cheap plastic all over this car, the doors, the center console, the steering wheel. If you have the GT, mine has the GT 500 dash and steering wheel since I swapped it. The car's a 5-speed, which sucks sometimes on the freeway. I wish I had a 6th gear. It'd be nice. And besides it being, it's cheap to mod, but the mods don't do much if you're doing performance. You will get a good amount of horsepower the more money you throw in, but in the end of the day, as much money as you put in, you might barely scratch what a stock 5.0 makes. So that's why for me now, the best bang for your buck would be that. There's not much else as to why you shouldn't get this car. It's just, like I said, it's just a Mustang GT. It's a great car, but don't buy it though, because if you buy it, there's gonna be more 3 valves on the road, and then I'm not gonna stand out as much. So don't get a 3 valve, get a Coyote. So another reason why you shouldn't get this car is, besides the newer ones being more affordable now, and the 11 to 12 being the best bang for your buck, this car isn't fast. The 4.6 isn't fast. It's a great looking car. That's like the only thing for me that it has going for it. It's great looking. The seats are comfortable. The bucket seats in this car are actually really amazing. But there's not much to hate about this car besides it's slow, and a lot of people don't get that. Like, and there's also not much to love about this car other than it's a V8 and it looks nice and it's comfortable. But I don't know, people make a huge deal about how the cars, the newer ones, are a lot better than this one, and yeah, the interior is nicer and it's faster, which you would only assume since it's newer. Anything newer is going to be nicer. There's going to be a time when all the 5.0s that are out now are going to look, they're going to be the lesser counterpart to the newer one, which whenever that comes out, like a new model that isn't the S550. But I don't know, people make a huge deal about what's so horrible about these cars, but I'm having trouble, I'm not going to lie, I'm having trouble telling you why you should and why you shouldn't. The car's a fun car, but it's not the fastest, and I can admit it's not the fastest because I've driven it for so long. But I don't know, it's up to you how much money you want to spend. You can spend more money and get a 11 or 12 5.0 for maybe like $15,000-$16,000, or you can spend maybe $8 on a good 3 valve. You're spending maybe double the amount, or you can even get a cheaper 5.0 or a more expensive 3 valve. It all depends on what you're looking for and what you find in the time that you're looking. But that's basically it for this video. I kept it kind of short just because, like I said, there's not a huge list to why you should and shouldn't. But if you haven't already, drop a huge like, hit that like button, and drop a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video, and I'm gonna keep talking if I don't stop. So thanks for watching.